Good evening. Welcome to City News. We are live in the Mile End on the corner of Clark and Saint Laurent. Now, earlier today, this was the scene of a massive police operation. It's definitely winded down. There's still a few cops, a few ambulances on scene, but the police operation was in relation to the Ubisoft building behind me, apparently. Now, officers cordoned off the area at about 1:15. We were hearing reports of the bomb squad of heavily armed police officers with rifles responding to a possible hostage situation. There were apparently dozens of people up on that Ubisoft building behind me earlier today, but around 4 p.m. the SPVM tweeted out there really didn't seem to be a threat. They were evacuating the building. They still seem to be in the process of doing that, but that seems to be the situation. Ambulances still are here, but they said that there are no injuries. Now we are here with Chelsea Eisen-Kirk. She's an editor for City News, but she was also right here on the scene when officers arrived. She lives just down the street. Chelsea, thanks for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Chelsea, where were you exactly when officers arrived?
Well, approximately at 1:20 this afternoon, I was right on the corner of Saint Laurent and Saint Viator walking my dog. And as I was approaching the corner, I saw 2 cop cars with their lights on and 4 officers kind of leaning in a straight line against the building across from Ubisoft, which I found very odd. So I kind of just kept my eyes on them, and then I saw an officer pull out her gun and run towards Ubisoft and telling everyone, get out of the way, get out of the way. So I booked it, I ran to my apartment just 1 block down, and then by the time I got to my apartment and looked out the window, the whole neighborhood was filled with cops. Cop cars, cops on foot, just cops everywhere. They were blocking off the area. It was very, very scary. I didn't know what was going on. I felt like there was a loose man somewhere. It was very, very scary.
Yeah, it certainly sounds like a scary situation. Now, a lot of people in Montreal have some kind of connection to Ubisoft. It's a really big company here. You have a special connection to it as well.
Yes, actually this summer I was in the final stages of going in for a job offer, and I didn't end up getting it, but I can't help but think, what if I did, and what if I was there today? It's very, very scary.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. And right now the SPVM is saying there doesn't seem to be a threat, but just this entire massive police operation happening in your neighborhood. How are you feeling with all that?
It's very strange. I'm new to the neighborhood, and it's so vibrant, it's full of families. There's always action, and normally positive action, and this is it's very shocking to see. And I'm glad that no one's hurt, no one's injured, but also begs the question, who would do this and why?
All right, Chelsea, thank you so much for that. Now, we also spoke to Gray Miles. He's another resident in the area and was also on the scene when police arrived. Here's what he had to say.
Around 1:20 this afternoon, I came to take a break from working to get a coffee. I was in the area, and a surge of emergency vehicles converged upon the scene, including tactical teams, fire engines, ambulances, and a number of police vehicles. And then at least 2 or 3 helicopters began circling the area, hovering above the roof of the Ubisoft building behind me.
Now, police still aren't saying very much about what exactly happened, but we do know there is an ongoing investigation and that the evacuation of the building is still taking place. Again, some ambulances, some cops still on the scene, but really not much information now. They say they don't want to impede the process of the investigation, but we will be bringing you more details as they develop, as we get them. Live in the Mile End, I'm Sharon Yonan-Renold, City News.